Hi, my name is Michelle Stuper, and I was interviewed by Keith Andrew, and he is doing a phenomenal job with the show, and I am super excited to be here.
Alen Rios, I was just interviewed by Keith Andrew, and I just want to say that he is a true inspiration to people disabled and non-disabled. You know, he's a true testament that if you want to do something, you should do it, and I'm very honored to be here.
My name is Keith Andrew, and you're watching KeithAndrewNetWork. It is Season 8, Episode 788. That's right, 788. Today we have Alen Rios on the show. That's right, Alen Rios, up and coming professional actor. Also, we have up and coming professional actress Stuper. So we have a great show. What a great format we have. We're gonna start off with our catchphrase. Make sure to like and subscribe to the Keith Andrew Network. Thank you for watching. Let's jump right into it. Now, the first thing I want to say is my announcement that everyone loves to hear, hopefully, is the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. To prove to them, it's them out to something. So hashtag break the labels. So that being said, 26 minutes of your time. It's PG-13. Say anything, and it's normal conversation. So that being said, the first question I want to ask myself, ladies first, is tell our audience a little bit about your background and how you came to do what you do now.
Hi, everybody. My name is Michelle Stuper, and I actually came into acting very late in life. I grew up as a musician in a small town called Sandusky, Ohio. We're known for an amusement park called Cedar Point. And I've been playing instrumental music all my life. And the closest I ever came to being on stage was in the pit orchestra, where I was underneath the stage. And I never really gave acting much thought. I always identified with theater and drama and had a lot of friends in those circles, but never really pursued anything of that nature. And then I ended up with an agency, a local agency, a few years ago, and I guess you could say I got bitten by the acting bug, and it just kind of hit me that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I've kind of found my calling. I had experimented with a few different careers, and they were okay, they pay the bills, but you know how when you just know. And it was just this amazing feeling every time I get to perform. It doesn't feel like work. It like I have to pinch myself, I'm getting paid to do this. Are you serious? Like, this is so much fun to create art and storytelling and be able to touch people's lives and entertain. And it's such a blessing. So I've been doing it for a few years now, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So I'm just going to keep pushing and growing. And the community itself is such an amazing group of people. Everyone that I've met has been very supportive. They always encourage each other, and it's really a fun and exciting world to be a part of. And I'm really excited that I'm a part of it.
Absolutely. It's always good to be passionate and 100% passionate, because you never want to, as I keep saying in most parts, you never want to do things half-assed. Like, for an example, say you need a job that you need a temporary, and you need to make money. But during that time, if someone important happens, and the chances are more likely that happens, it's good to swim to none. If you have the attitude of saying, I don't want to be here, I really don't give a damn, and that person walks in and sees you like, well, I saw you at blah, 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 and you didn't care, so why should I hire you for this role, or if you're going to give me the same personality? So when you first meet someone, for me, is you get the first 10 seconds, and I do my best, I do my damnedest to make those first 10 seconds very informal, very professional, polite. I shake my hand because the first impression is the lasting impression. So all you works and you guys are in the entertainment world, your impression in your work speaks values. So you need to really just hold yourself to not like a higher standard, but to a professional standard of saying, okay, just by looking at both of you, you guys look professional. And hopefully you think the same of me. So it's how you carry yourself and portray yourself. And this is what the image you want to carry over. Alan, passing it over to you, the same exact question. But also on the subject, what's your opinion?
So going back to the question, how did I get started in this? In school when I was younger, I was always the type to be the class clown. I loved making people laugh and smile, because to be completely real, I deal with depression and whatnot and all that. And making people smile and laugh just makes me feel a lot better. I was always the one to struggle to know what I wanted to do. I had no idea. I just knew that I wanted to do everything. I wanted to be, a boxer, a scientist, a historian, music producer. Like I wanted to do so many things. I was raised out in the suburbs. I was born here in Chicago, and then I moved back, at 17. I was trying to go to college. I still didn't know what I wanted to do. I was just trying to get, the normal stuff out of the way. Then I got a job at a supermarket where I met this one director's brother, a local director. And we were good friends. So his brother was telling me like, oh yeah, my brother, he's making a horror movie right now. And I'm just like, well, I mean, if he needs anybody, let him know that I'm available. I always loved playing a character and like doing impressions and all that stuff. And, me and him worked on a lot of projects over the years. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to really get my stuff organized. And, I finally know what it is that I want to do for the rest of my life. Like it took me this long. I just had no clue until, I started doing it. And here I am. I love acting. Like it is my passion. So.
No, you and Michelle will agree. You need to be 110% passionate. As I mentioned in the beginning, no, don't do anything half-assed because you're only wasting your own time and you're wasting everyone else's time. For me, I have a disability. I'm on the spectrum. I'm not saying I'm retarded, but I'm on the spectrum. So for me, the reason I created a show is a lot of people said I was never going to amount to anything because I read and learn at a slower level for most people. You guys are actors. So I was like, oh, here's a script and go read it. But for me, I would have to look at the script, break it down, and, about 3-4 times, diagnose it, break it down. Can you give me an example? Like, I don't know, one of those questions I always mention, it's if you're at a freeway intersection, who has right away? And like whoever's going first, like, okay, but can you break it down for me more? Can you make it not pretty much saying give me the answer, but make it simple so I can understand it and I can process that. Because I learn at a slower pace, that's why I fall on the spectrum of that. And I read at a middle school to a high school level. But that's enough about me because it's not about me. But the next question I want to ask you guys, Michelle, and let's start with you, is how long have you been in the entertainment world?
Well, if you consider entertainment as the arts in general, since I was about 13. So, not to give away my age, a lady never does that, but we'll just say a long time. As far as acting goes, I've been at it for about 3 years now.
Oh, congrats. What about you, Alan?
I have been doing it for around 7 years now. The last year to year and a half, I've been really, focusing on, like I said, trying to get my stuff together, really, really working to make this a career. So like, around 7 years now.
No, absolutely. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about social media. Can it make you or break you? When we come back.
Hi, it's Mimi Chen.
Hi, my name is Alen Rios.
I'm Shauna Toth.
Hey guys, I'm Anastasia Edwards.
Hi, this is Jackie Nunez.
Hi, I'm Millie Rose.
Hey guys, I'm Alexandria Denise, and you're watching Keith Andrew's show. He's doing a terrific job. Make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more options.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Keith Andrew Network. It is episode 788, on the road to 800. Now, the first question I want to talk to you guys is, have you ever worked with, well, apparently you're working with me, have you ever worked with people with disabilities? And are you willing to work with people with disabilities? And Alan, I will start with you.
So in terms of working with people with disabilities, unless I'm unaware that they have some sort of disability, I would say no. There's just one person that I've worked with that has a physical disability. Also you. But she has a physical disability. She is an actress, though, very, very good actress. She's just an amputee below the knee. But yeah, it definitely doesn't stop her. So, and I mean, I'd love to work with more, disabled actors, because, they are people of the world. We need more representation for everybody,
No, I agree. Look at RJ from Breaking Bad. He's a perfect example of people with disabilities and being in the spotlight. For so long, you had so many actors pretending to have a speech impediment, to be walking with walkers. Why not just give those people who have problems, not to say they have problems, but have the disabilities, the actual roles? If that's what you're portraying for your image and for your film, that's go right ahead. Instead of saying pray and pretend, no, it's kind of stupid. Like, why do you want to have someone pretend when you can actually have someone who has it? Michelle, what do you think?
I completely agree. I have two friends that I was lucky enough to meet through my agency, and they both have Down syndrome. And one is a model and one is an actress. And they both do absolutely amazing things. They have the best attitude in the world. The one actually says, I don't have Down syndrome, I have up syndrome. And she really embodies that throughout her life. And I think in a way, not to get religious, but they say that people that have disabilities, God gives them a little bit of extra oomph, a little bit of an extra positivity to get them through whatever's going on with them. And I really believe that, because it's like the people that have a challenge within them, it seems like they are the most positive people out there. I mean, I don't know if you guys have dealt with that, but like they are so happy and joyful and fun to be around. And so I'm lucky that both of those girls are in my life. And I think, as far as people with disabilities in the acting world, I think this is a fabulous time, because we're more inclusive than we have ever been before. I mean, it's not like the acting world of the 50s. There are so many different roles and options out there for everyone. So it, like one of my friends says, there is room for everyone in this field. No one is excluded. And he's 100% correct. So I think that this is a great time to be making this type of art to not only showcase individuals with disabilities and from all different backgrounds, but just to, boost them up and embrace and celebrate who they are.
No, I agree 100%. For me, I'm occasionally a big wrestling fan. I'm like, yes, I love wrestling. But for me to sit there for 3 hours, when I was younger, I'm like, okay, Monday, kill 3 hours. Or Friday, 2 hours, whatever, I was set. But now I have like my ADHD fires up. So I need to be active. I need to, if I'm playing a video game, that's fine. But if you expect me to sit in one place for 3-4 hours, I'm thinking, I can be doing so much other things right now. I feel like I'm climbing up the wall. And you're right, people with disabilities, it is a gift. It's also a challenge. Now, I should know, for me, I'm a ball of fun. That's why most people want to strangle me. But for me, it's hard. I'm not saying I'm all presses and joys or innocent. My mannerisms, of course, sometimes I like to get a rise out of someone, so I would poke their buttons. But there are other times where I'm just being myself, and people think, "Oh, he's being an asshole. He's doing this. He's purposely saying this to get a rise." I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just being me. So with that, it's kind of like it's better to accept me for who I am. People think I'm an ass, so maybe I am. But it's kind of like with you have disabilities, it's hard to tell, are you being serious or if that's being who you are. Alan, do you agree?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, sometimes we are just the way we are, and some people are going to like it, some people are not. I feel like if you're around somebody who just won't put up with it, maybe you guys just aren't meant to, interact. Like, everybody deals with that. Like, there's just some people I don't get along with, and I'd like to think that I can get along with anybody. So, I mean, you should really just be around people who enjoy your presence. And there are a lot of people out there who are, just like you, who would love you, and then if you're constantly surrounding yourself with people who just don't like you, you're going to feel like it's your problem, but maybe it's just their problem.
Oh, absolutely. Now, the last question I do want to ask you, then we can go on social media. Have you guys, sound like an oxymoron, but have you guys seen The Big Bang Theory?
Of course.
Yep. Parts of it.
Now, because I got into a fight with my coworker out of this, and because I like Sheldon, he's obnoxious, but he's funny. Do you agree or disagree that he's making fun of people with disabilities? Whoever wants to start.
I could have sworn that I read something that he was actually disabled. Is he? I'm not really sure. I would like to think that he's not making fun of them. He's trying to represent them, because there are people that are just like that. If he's not actually disabled in that way, mentally disabled or whatnot, it would always be better to get somebody who actually is, because there are actors with disabilities, and they don't really get a shot, which is kind of bogus. But I'd like to think he's not making fun of them, trying to do the best he can to represent them. So
What about you, Michelle?
I'm a fan of his work, so I would hope not. But I think sometimes it kind of depends on how you look at it. Sometimes the media can twist things and construe them to how they want to showcase it. So really, it's kind of, consider the source type of thing. I haven't really looked at the stories about him, supposedly making fun of them. So I'm not really familiar with those accusations, but I'm hoping that he wasn't. He's a cool person, like as far as, how he is outside of the studio. So it doesn't really seem like the type of thing he would do. You never know, but I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed that, that he totally wasn't going that route.
No, absolutely. You can't take everything too seriously. And the reason I got into a fight with my coworker is because we have a TV in the break room. I decided, hey, let's make everybody laugh. Let's watch The Big Bang Theory. And he comes marching over. He's like, for someone who's supposed to cater to someone with disabilities, you're laughing at someone who has disabilities. I'm like, no, I'm laughing at the TV program. And then it turned into a whole big thing. He's just a big giant man child. So he's just pretty much certain people will blow things out of proportion if you do not agree with them. But the next question I want to ask is I want to pass the show over to you guys. But the first thing I want to ask you is how can our listeners follow you on social media? And Michelle, I guess to start with you.
I have a Facebook page. It's Michelle Wasmer Stuper is my username. And I'm on Instagram. My IG handle is Michelle.Stuper. And Twitter, it's mstuper.
Alen?
So yeah, I do have a Facebook page, just a personal one, not a fan page yet, but you can look me up. I'm Alen, Alen Rios, Rios. It's just my headshot. On Instagram, I haven't been big on social media, but I do have an Instagram for my acting stuff. It's also Alen Rios 1321, all one word. And I guess you could check me out on IMDb or Google or whatever.
No, absolutely. You should definitely get on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a big help. But now the last question I want to ask, and I promise I will shut up because I keep saying I'm going to pass the show over to you guys. The last one I want to ask you is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Do you consider these formats giving you guys opportunities to get out there? Or do you think if you make a joke, or you know how people are in these days, you make a joke, you fart, it's like you're going to offend somebody. But do you think with everything you guys do accomplish, have you had any opportunities? And then you guys can ask tougher questions. Michelle, ladies first. I will start off with you.
I will say that my social media usage has changed since I started acting. It's I really don't put a lot of information out there that could offend anyone. I stay away from religious topics. I stay away from politics. I stay away from just things that are kind of hot button topics. And there are some actors and actresses out there that won't put personal information. They won't post photos of their kids. I don't really subscribe to that. I will post family pictures, vacation pictures, whatever. But I mean, I had to go through when I first started acting and look through my page through the 10 years of stuff that I posted just to make sure that, there wasn't anything on there, because, if you're, every time you audition, it's basically a job interview. So, everybody is going to look at your stuff, whether it's directors, producers, just people watching your work, it doesn't matter. So I think when you were talking about social media before, I think it's really important to not be crazy about it, but just keep a mindful eye on what you post, because once you put it on the internet, you can't take it back. So it's important that you are professional at all times, that you're putting your best face forward, because in the entertainment industry, whether you're whether you're famous or not, it's like you kind of have to act like it. You have to always think that, okay, there's someone watching you, that there's a director that could see this. So I think that's kind of the mindset that I work with when I deal with social media, whether it's posting or, starting a new platform or whatever.
Absolutely. What about you, Alen?
So as far as Facebook goes, I would say that it's an incredibly important tool. I mean, everybody's on there. You can get in contact with directors, screenwriters, other actors, no matter what. It is a very important tool. I've gotten a lot of work from there. I've networked a lot. You get on stage with somebody, you can connect through Facebook. I've never been big on posting. So I could literally go through my whole Facebook in half an hour, my whole history. I have deleted it a couple times just because I wasn't big on Facebook, but like the only stuff that goes on there is stuff that I'm tagged in from like acting stuff. I don't even post like my own acting stuff. If somebody tags me, I'm like, great, I don't have to do it. I'm just not big on social media, but I do think it's important to be, you know, professional and mindful about what you post and what you say. I'd like to think that I'm, you know, a good person, so I don't really say anything that should offend anybody. And if like it does offend them, you know, it's probably because, you know, they're bad people. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I don't really post much on Facebook, but you should kind of stay clear from that. I don't even really bother to like comment on political stuff because I don't want to go back and forth with somebody all day. I don't have time for that. I just kind of go past it, honestly. It's better that way.
No, absolutely. Now, wrapping up our show, Alan, you know, when I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, I want both of you to be brutally honest. But when I approached you, Alan, to be on the show, what was your first honest opinion? How do you feel now? And what made you say yes? And what do you recommend it to other people?
So, you know, whenever you're approached by somebody for the first time, you're kind of like, is this a scam or not or whatnot? But you seem like a good guy. So I was like very honored. I was like, wow, you want to take time out of your day to talk to me and hear me out? Like, sure. I was really happy to be a part of it. Then I looked up, you know, your other videos and stuff. And I was like, I genuinely became a fan of your work. I saw a lot of your interviews. I saw yours with this one doctor, and I mean, you conduct yourself really well, and I'm genuinely a fan, and I would definitely recommend this to anybody. It's great.
What about you, Michelle?
Well, kind of like what Alan said, when you reached out, I was like, oh, okay, let's see what this guy's about, you know? And then, you know, I was like did the whole Google search and checked out your videos and saw what you were about. And then I was like, so excited. I was like, cool, this would be a really cool thing to be a part of. And I saw some of the other videos that you've made and other people that have been on your show. And I was really impressed. And like Alan said, I really like the type of vibe that you put out. And I thought the work that you're doing is extraordinary. And I love the platform that you take about not letting anything stop you. So yeah, I'm psyched to be here. And I would definitely recommend anybody to be here as well.
Oh, absolutely. Now, wrapping up the interview, it was a real honor and privilege having you both on the show. Looking forward to part 2. Thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to part 2 down the road.